We're here with Leslie Stern, the daughter of special inductee Bobby Gibbs, and I knew your father well. I played in the boys club, right, for years. I had forgot about his impact at Highland, and I thought you saying what you said, the pictures were amazing, and he, of course, we know the great career he had after Highland. Mm-hmm. But I thought some of the stories you mentioned about him playing games with the other coaches. You mentioned Tommy Gentry. Tell us a little bit about he was also a teacher here. Some great pictures of him. Tell us a little bit about his Highland experience.
His Highland experience. Well, I just remember having blue and gold all around the house, and I always thought, oh, it was just Highland. But he just loved Highland all those years. And then he, I remember two-a-days. That was such a a big thing, and going to the away games and going to Wilson Stadium, Milne Stadium. I have to tell you though, when I was little, because when he left here in 1970, I was still pretty little. Mm-hmm. So reaching back in those memories. But the one thing I can tell you is, and I still have to find out and get this confirmed, they played on donkeys, on the back of donkeys, and they covered the floor. Yeah. And the coaches, they played a basketball game. I remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah. It was crazy. And he loved teaching U.S. history here. In fact, I would later become a U.S. history teacher because of that. And he always had his best friendships, that were here at Highland. I remember Bill Gentry and Tommy Gentry, his son, but Bill Gentry, I'll never forget the last time they saw each other. We went and had dinner together, and they had that bond like it was just amazing. Good friends.
Yeah, you mentioned that, and I think some of the other, Dan Hayes just mentioned, some of the other players here too, mentioned that your dad had a huge influence on them, even later in life. Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you?
Well, that's wonderful. I think he had a huge influence on many people. I do believe that. My own daughters. Mm-hmm. My one daughter would go on to work at the athletic department at UNM. She got hired by the Cotton Bowl and worked for them for a year, and then worked for the Dallas Cowboys for over 6 years, and now works in the professional golfing world. So, and he knows he had a profound influence on her, and like you said, lots of young people.
Yeah, it's a testament to all the things that he was later inducted into New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame, the NMAA Sports Hall of Fame. And Leslie, I know it was kind of hard for you because it's still tender. Mm-hmm. But did that help you at all, kind of today, in hearing all the great accolades about your dad?
Oh yeah. I've always known it. We knew, but he was such a cool, laid back guy, and he was very humble, and he would be just tickled about this today, So, yeah, it really made me feel good, and, yeah, we know that. But, boy, he was a really unique, wonderful person. He was charismatic and he had a magnetic personality.
He absolutely did. Leslie, thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.